Charles, I'm going to say bad luck, because I imagine you weren't expecting to be there. You said it was unbelievable. You're referring to the fact that you thought you believed you could do better today, or just the whole process?
No. I was completely sure that I was out, to be honest, after the feeling I had during Q1. The car was... I think there's something wrong. We will check the car tonight, but I would be very surprised if the car was fine. It's the left-hand corners for me that was a disaster. Just the balance was extremely difficult. We'll check that and try to understand to have a proper car like I had this morning for tomorrow.
So this morning it was fine. It's just this afternoon it's changed.
Oh yeah. This morning was actually the feeling was really good this morning, but for some reason there was just something strange in.
Are you running the upgrade still, or is it just Carlos?
Yes, I am, but it's not the upgrades. I mean, I was running it also yesterday, and everything was feeling fine. So there was just something off for this session, and we need to understand what was it.
Logan, bit of a difficult day today. How close were you to not making qualifying today?
Really close. I think that red flag helped us quite a lot. Just happy to have been able to drive in qualifying at all. But yeah, tricky one. I think first lap back out wasn't too bad. But yeah, a lot of people were just pushing through on that last lap. Really compromised my out lap. So yeah, had no tire temp starting the lap and just no grip from there. So I think that's where we missed.
Was this weekend always going to be difficult? Is it a limitation of the car, do you think, this circuit?
For the team, yes. But I think from a driving standpoint, it was really good up until the crash, and I think we would have been fine there. It's just frustrating that people push through and ruin your outlap, and then you're out the window.
Alex, you seemed a bit unsure about that session. What were the problems you were facing?
No, just we've been trying a lot of things, trying to be a bit more competitive. So we've been throwing some stuff at the car. Honestly, most probably, hard to know what happened on my off, but basically picked up a lot of damage on the floor, and then we tried the best we could to repair it. But because of that, we were carrying quite a lot of damage in the last run of the session. So we would have almost definitely been in Q2 if that wasn't there, which is a bit of a frustrating one. But one of them things.
And when you say check the onboards, what do you actually mean by that?
To explain why I went off, basically, because everything felt fine, braking point, downshifts, but a lot of rear locking, and I had almost an instant spin. I saved it, but it was almost like an instant snap. I wanted to check if I touched a white line on entry or something like that, which I didn't. But I think we'll go back and check the cause of it. But yeah.
Valtteri, conditions pretty tricky out there at the start of Q1. How much did that upset your rhythm?
It was tricky. Just never found the grip that I had in some of the practice sessions, sliding around, and never felt really comfortable with the car in that session, which is a shame because I really thought we had a good potential here. So, but it's what it is.
And in terms of those upgrades that everyone's been focusing on, are you starting to understand the car, and does it give you confidence going into the race tomorrow?
For sure, it's gonna help. We definitely feel the extra load in the car, and all the practice sessions were indicating that. I hope this session was just an outlier, and we'll have better pace tomorrow.
Kevin, the car obviously has performance. Where do you think it was getting away from you today?
Yeah, I think this weekend has been very up and down. On our side, it's we've had sessions where we thought we were really quick, and even me and Nico compared to each other. One session I was much quicker than him, and another session he was much quicker than me. And obviously in qualifying it was the same. He was a fair bit quicker than me. So it's not been a weekend where we've just kind of been following each other, and we've been on different setups, and it seems like that window of the car working is very, very small, but then when you get there it's a good performance as he showed in Q1. So I'm pretty gutted to be P17 knowing there is that kind of performance in the car, of course, but only thing I can do is try and understand where I've gone wrong and do a better job tomorrow.
And obviously tomorrow is a different day. Is the car going to be different in race trim, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we've been trying to look to dial the car a little bit for the race, because we know the degradation is going to be an issue here, and also you wanna try and be strong on the straights to try and race well. But we had no idea that it was going to cost this much. It's actually we didn't change, but Nico went to the higher downforce setup, and it seems like it's working pretty well. Yeah, it's a good job by the team, and happy to see the car performing. But of course, got it that I'm that far behind.
Yuki, frustrated, I imagine, given that lap time would have had you P11.
Yeah, it was a good lap. Well, in the end, it's my mistake, so it just frustrates myself. It's not like anything. Team did a good job, so yeah, it's just my mistake and frustrates my mistake. And the lap was really good, so But I think I knew I didn't have to give it everything to go through Q3. So I mean, I don't have a regret, but at the same time, it was just really close. I think millimeters to the white line. So yeah, it's still frustrating. Yeah.
And in terms of tomorrow, how confident are you in your race car?
Race car, so. I think it's not. I wouldn't expect too high, but anything can happen. So I'll be prepared for tomorrow and see how it goes.